At some point in life, mostly when we are transitioning from a teenager mentality to a more adult one, many people tend to experience this sharp internal discomfort, the feeling that we might be underperforming compared to what we could become. And for men, this certainly has its unique aspects: less energy, less discipline, less ambition than expected. All of those feelings are not great. While some women tend to say how much they would love to gain something without working, for us, this would certainly not be the case. After all, one of the biggest reasons that are associated with suicidal thoughts in men specifically is the internal feeling of being useless, of not doing what you should do, what you can do, the responsibility that Jordan Peterson, for example, tells so much about. And then we go. We work, we gain steam, money, success, and with this comes people that don't like this very much. This is the case for the authors of this article here, saying about how much testosterone and the manosphere are apparently manufacturing this discomfort for improvement, claiming that healthy men are being manipulated into believing something is wrong with them, with us. But from the very beginning, the paper reveals its real motive. It sadly tries to reframe aspiration, masculine traits, and motivations as pathologies. If I were to describe this article in a single word, that would be derogatory. The author's stated problem is what they call the medicalization of masculinity. They argue that influencers discussing testosterone testing in specific are persuading men to distrust their own bodies and identities, turning normal masculine into illness for profit. This, they say, is socially dangerous, although they don't say how much, in which way. To investigate this, the authors do not measure testosterone, health outcomes, behavioral changes, or long-term effects. Instead, they analyze discourse, language, framing, and tone, treating men's interest in biology and self-optimization as evidence of manipulation rather than agency. Their methodology is interpretative, not biological or clinical. From the start, they assume the following conclusion: that wanting to measure and improve oneself is a sign of external coercion, not an internal drive. The results, unsurprisingly, confirm the author's prior moral stance. The article concludes that these narratives convince men that they are deficient when they are not. But this conclusion collapses once examined psychologically and philosophically. Human development, especially male development, has always involved confrontation with limitations. Strength is tested, weakness is identified, discarded by nature, or improved upon by the individual. Testosterone, in this sense, is not just a symbol. It is a real biological mark tied to motivation, to energy, to competence, to success, and even an overall mood. It is not just a coincidence that successful men do have more testosterone when achieving things. Even just believing that you are a winner already boosts your testosterone if you are a man. By ignoring this, the article performs a rhetorical maneuver Aristotle described so much long ago. It borrows the ethos of science to legitimize a moral judgment. The language may sound scientific, but the function here is persuasive and not explanatory. This is not research discovering truth. It is rhetoric disguised as neutrality, aimed at delegitimizing a drive the authors are apparently uncomfortable with. This is something we men have been doing for centuries, or even throughout the millions of years of evolution. We become better. And it isn't this sense for improvement that makes us or the world worse. It is precisely in criticizing and forgetting this, forgetting that we have this sense and this drive for performance to become better in ourselves, that creates the true detriments, not only for ourselves but for the whole society. Imagine a world without men improving everything that you do. The computer you have, the internet you use, the walls in your house, and the streets your car drives on. We have, therefore, to rediscover this time and time again. We have to remember how to use our innate traits, our innate potential for our own good, and also for the good of those around us. Otherwise, we become another statistic, either on suicide, on jail, or as homeless altogether, all of which we all know are mostly men. The people who wrote this article might be thinking that successful men are a bad thing, but this is just because they don't probably know what really unsuccessful men are capable of. And of course, when you ask who would write such a thing, well, looking at the names of the authors, we see that they are mostly women. Women that should be doing science and be scientists that search for the truth, and not activists that give their own opinion masquerading as such. But the question, therefore, is why? Why are these specific women attacking men? Why are they using scientific jargon to do it? And where else modern scientists are doing the same? Well, this might be a question for another video. Tell me in the comments your thoughts on this. My name is Julius Caesar, and I see you in the next video. Bye bye.